Hello, we're here with
Georgios Schoinianakis from Föhn.
all right.
Or you're just Georgios, it's just fine, yeah.
Georgios is perfect. That's a
Yeah.
name I can pronounce.
Yeah.
Sadly, my Greek pronunciation is below expectations.
No worries. I know, I really know that it's a difficult language. No worries at all.
Yeah. Even though I am an engineer, I still do not know all the Greek letters.
You're an engineer. That's interesting. What kind of engineer are you?
Software engineer. I know.
Software.
I have done some electrical engineering in high. I know that you're an electrical engineer, right?
Electronics engineer, yeah.
Electronics.
Electronics, actually, yeah.
All right, that's probably going to be another question. What's the difference between electrics and electronics? I know that I've had two different subjects in college in regards to them, but everything that I've learned in college has already been wiped out of my memory.
Yeah, I know that. I know that feeling. Yeah, usually you get to walk somewhere without having any experience at all and just have the basic knowledge from college. Yeah, that's true. I believe it happens everywhere.
Yeah, I can still apply Kirchhoff's law though.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Right. Back to the music now. It's well, first of all, because it's only you here, so I cannot ask all the members of the band to introduce themselves. I'm asking you. You already introduced yourself, but what I'm more interested in is you as a musician, and especially what were the bands that you grew up listening to that made you feel like you absolutely had to make music.
Oh, well, it all started back when I was around 12. I do remember that my brother brought a tape home. It was a compilation. It had some Rory Gallagher, had some Thin Lizzy, that kind of things. Actually, these were the first songs I heard with distortion,
Mm-hmm.
and it was mind changing. It was mind blowing. From that, somehow it was another tape came at home with I don't know if you have listened to that Candlemas 1990 live.
I don't think
Yeah,
I've listened to that specific one.
yeah. That was the first, probably first. No, one of the first metal albums I've listened to and
That
enjoyed
was
that much.
with Messiah on vocals, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah, on their peak, let's say. I do prefer that period of Candlemas. It was, let me find that one. I don't know if we do have the time for that, but anyway, I think, yeah, it's here.
Well, due to my cut of funds, I know I only have the free version of Zoom right now, so we're limited to 40 minutes,
Okay, no problem with
which
that.
is good because which is in a way good because it forces me to not spend an hour during an interview. I
Yeah, no
have to be
worry, that's
efficient.
fine. Yeah, sure, no worry.
All right, so it was that does make sense, even though it is a bit of a jump from Candlemas to Funeral Doom.
It
Uh,
is.
and around what year was this in when you heard that?
I was around 14 years old back then, 2000, yeah, around 2000, something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
it was before it was really easy to find everything on the internet.
No. Actually, I had my own personal computer after I finished high school.
Mm,
Just when I entered the college. Yeah, I didn't I didn't know about internet at all.
yeah. All right. So this was your the moment when you heard Candlemas that you decided, okay, I think I want to do something like this too.
Yes, and I grabbed some drumsticks because I've never been to any, music school, or I'm self-taught, and I grabbed some drumsticks and starting, hitting some the pillows and that kind of, as a child, yeah, and the sofa, that kind of things, and then of course I wanted to do it very quickly. And my first band actually was completely different from Doom. It was a punk band, and I always listened also to punk rock and new wave, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and my first band was a punk band.
And that's the one that you left in 2016 to form Föhn?
No, that's another one. That after my first band, actually, simultaneously, I was playing with two bands. The first one I told you already, and the second one we were we were student mates in school, and we had Shattered Hope. I was playing in Shattered Hope, and me and Nikos actually still does. And
Okay. I didn't know you were also in the band.
yeah, I was in the first two albums. I consider myself extremely lucky to be able to play abroad at the age of 18. I do recall we played in Paris, in France, and then the one after the other, and then in the Netherlands and Germany, and a couple of times it was in Romania. It was in
Sibiu at Artmania, right?
Yeah,
because I was there. Good.
Oh, fantastic.
So we were in the same room together once.
Yeah, it was, but I don't remember what year it was. Anyway, due to my
2014, I remember.
2014. Okay, nice. No, it's 10 years ago.
Yep.
Time
I
flies.
remember it was, I don't remember which day you played, but it was also Therion and Equilibrium and
Yeah. You're right. Something funny, because of course the guys from Shattered Hope are my best friends. Of course, we talk, we hang out. Well, no, nothing bad happened. We usually, when we meet each other, we usually talk about one incident that happened. There was a meet and greet, something after the band was playing, whatever. So when we finished our show, we went to that space where some people would come to, for some photographs and that kind of things. And we do remember one guy that told us that we had a great video clip, but we didn't had any at all. And he was how to say that, I don't know. Anyway, he was very enthusiastic about that. He was even telling us that, for example, I was hitting on the video clip the cymbals very hard, and we were looking at each other. What is this guy talking about? and then he confused us. He told us that he confused us with Equilibrium. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Two completely similar bands, almost the same style. Yeah,
it happens.
All right.
Then, long story short, on 2016, I had to leave the band due to a very demanding job. I have to travel around the world, and I didn't have the time at all to rehearse, and that was quite anxious for me and for the rest of the band. I do remember that we were about to play live, the first live for the presentation of the second album, And one day before that, I arrived in Athens from Korea. And yeah, we didn't have the general rehearsal, and yeah, it was quite anxious. Anyway, I left. I always had some money, had some ideas. I composed some music too back then in Shattered Hope. I had some ideas. I had something in mind, and then I created Föhn.
Mm. Okay. Right now, excuse me for talking about another band other than yours. I know that Shattered Hope have an EP coming out really soon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
right? Is there
they will
anything you can
release.
tell me about that one?
Yeah, I think yeah, there will be a cover on that EP, a cover of a Greek band. They played that song a couple of times in live shows, and they really loved that song. It's a great song. It's it has Greek lyrics. To be honest, I don't know what kind of lyrics they recorded for the EP. And I think it will also have some re-recordings or some recomposed old songs from the demo days we had back then. That's what I know so far, and that it will be released soon.
Yeah, I'll hear it when I hear it, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. Now, about your band, did you decide on the Föhn name right in 2016, or that's just when you've decided to start writing for your own project, and then everything else came later?
No. The name came later. I had already a lot of ideas up to 2020. I had a couple of songs, actually a couple of songs only already prepared. We didn't know what to do with these songs. It was something that was, it was filling our empty spaces we had inside us. And then we decided that we need to do something with it. To be honest, we never ever thought that there would be people that would like the songs, and somehow time passed by. I had to work because I had to, my usual schedule is about 15 to 20 days maximum per month away from home, actually away from Greece. So I didn't want to rush things out, and I composed the songs in my own pace with my own plan, and yeah, that's how it happened. The name came later on. Yeah.
And that at what point did Nick and the other Georgios join?
Nikos joined. No, it was just a few days after I quit Shattered Hope that we talked. I talked to him and I told him that I do have some ideas. It's been a long time since we are in this together with many other people from other bands. We do know each other, but for this one, I wanted to be with people that we communicate and we are connected mentally, if I might say. And since Nikos is my best friend and probably, for me at least, the best vocalist in Greece, at least for what he's doing, yeah, there was not another option. We started the recordings of the album to early 2023. The other guy, Georgios too, yeah. He's playing the bass. We already knew him for years, and he heard the songs, and he wanted to be part of it. I knew he was playing extremely well. He was playing also in other bands, and we did have that connection I was talking about before. You know, the communication, the deep communication with him, and the connection. But we never had the chance to rehearse in the same room. So I just asked him, please come to the studio to record the bass. And that's how it happened. That's how it happened. When he started playing and recording, yeah, he and we wanted to be on the same team.
Okay. Did you guys get to, so how was this, how was Condescending recorded? Was it a live recording of all of you in the studio, or did you track everything separately?
No, we tracked everything separately, as we should have, because there are many, I don't know if you can recall, many changes in tempo. It's a slow tempo, of course.
Come to think of it, that's kind of a silly question, because you're playing both drums and guitars. I think that would be kind of hard to.
No problem. That's fine.
Yeah.
No problem. No problem. Don't worry. It's okay.
Yeah,
we
I think
started.
you can pull it off if you really try playing both guitars and drums at the same time.
In Funeral Doom, maybe. Yeah, maybe you can do it.
Yeah, you just toop.
Yeah, it's extremely slow. Yeah.
All right. Do you see it ever becoming a more band thing rather than a studio project? Not necessarily playing live, though that's a possibility, but playing live in the studio?
Playing live in the studio. Yeah, we may do that. Let me tell you that the main core of this band is just the three of us. We never planned to play live, and because we really want to offer something unique for eyes and ears, let's say, and we do not have any problem at all to just play with other people. I mean, with friends. Of course, we do know many people that are music players, you know, guitar players or whatever, and but the main core will be just us. We do have some offers for live shows, but we will see, maybe for 2025.
Yeah.
It will, but it will be, let's say, if this happens, I don't know if it will happen, just a couple of shows per year, not more than that.
Yeah, it makes sense considering your schedule, and you'd probably have to do a lot of planning for a really tour, your complete tour, and that's a hassle.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. And I also wanted to ask what the name Föhn. To me, what I've been able to find is that it means hair dryer in German.
Oh, yeah.
And me being a person, a person with long hair, I am very accustomed to hair dryers, but I have a feeling that's not what you were.
We are too. Yeah, we love the hair dryers, but it's not that actually. Well, actually, it's a natural phenomenon. It's a kind of wind. It's a warm wind.
Yeah, that can take the moisture from your hair.
Yeah, that can happen too. Well, it's you know, in different languages it's called differently. In Greece we call it levas. In German it's called Föhn. It's a dry, hot wind that creates, you know, some clouds up the mountains, and it's when it climbs the mountain hot, it comes from the other side cold. So that's what we had, you know, in our minds for our music, that music would change us as the Föhn wind does. Well, that's where the name came from. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you named your album Condescending. So this way, whenever it gets a review, it shows us as Condescending review.
Whatever. Well, let me tell you a few things about the album, and why that title. The album is about social issues in general. It's about human trafficking. It's about, you know, child abuse, really strong social issues. Okay, we have nothing. There's nothing wrong with, you know, loneliness and sadness and that kind of things that usually are mentioned in the death doom lyrics.
Yeah, stuff that's more personal and introspective rather than talking about society at large.
Yeah. So we always wanted to be with the victims, whatever the victims may be. Maybe the victims are children, or, you know, prostitutes. And as for Condescending, we do like contradictions. Condescending from the So it's condescending from the side of the abuser. And what I mean by that is that we want to be with the people that do not have a voice and condescend and cannot find their own voice. So that's how the title came up.
And that also has to do with the samples in persona.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the samples in persona, the samples in A Day After. And yeah, I could give you some details for the rest of the songs too, but let's leave it to the listener. But I could tell you that this album could have been a concept album, but it's not. It could have been.
Okay.
Regarding the samples in persona, well, you hear the interview from a victim of sex trafficking. Her name is Samantha, and I didn't know her in person, but we really wanted her voice to be heard. What's going on? We really wanted that. Yeah, it was quite difficult and disturbing to, you know, to put this section on the song. I had you know, some thoughts and pictures and images in mind about this kind of things, but when it came on my hands and on the guitar along with the samples, it was quite disturbing. I really had to do it. I really wanted her to be heard.
Yeah, and it works both for the atmosphere of the song, and it does get the message across.
Hopefully it does. I really didn't know. Okay, I tried to listen to as much music as possible, but I don't know any other, let's say, funeral doom bands that deal with these kind of social issues. No offense, of course, no offense at all. We just wanted to do that. Just wanted to be their voice. Yeah.
Okay. And that sample, was it recorded specifically for the album?
No.
All right. So it's
No,
it's an
it
interview
wasn't.
that was from
It's
somewhere
an
else.
interview. Yeah.
All right. Now, about the music itself, did you have the idea to include the saxophones before or after you already had some people that could provide the saxophones?
No, I had the idea before because I wanted to do something different. It could have been actually, firstly, I had in mind the trumpet, but it didn't quite work for me. And since I had, okay, mainly the music is slow, but I wanted to include also some jazz parts, let's say. And I heard it with first we tried with the trumpet, it didn't make it didn't fit, and then we tried the saxophone, and we kept that one. Yeah.
Well, maybe on the
Hopefully,
next album you'll have a section that fits with the trumpet.
yeah. Why not? Why not? We already have something in mind. Yeah. You never know. But I think it's unusual, right? I think it is a little bit of unusual. There are some bands that have used the saxophone, but it's not that common. But I think it fits. That's why we did it.
It is thankfully getting more common. And now you get to the point where you're in danger of feeling gimmicky if you add a saxophone. Not you, because you've integrated it especially well.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you.
And especially putting it like the first thing, and it's that barrage of sounds that well, that's kind of when I heard that, I knew I had to cover the album because it was just too impactful at first, and it also reminded me of similar techniques that were used in one Ihshan album, Ihshan from Emperor.
Yeah, I know that guy, but I think I've listened from him only the first two albums. I don't know what happened later on.
Yeah, well, you have time.
Yeah, I will check it out. I will check it out.
Also, because you're a drummer, did you notice any compared to how the songwriting was in Shattered Hope, the way that you're approaching the songwriting, is it different because you're a drummer?
I've never thought about that, but
I'm also asking because there are a lot of one-man bands, especially in black metal, and you can tell when they're drummers because the drumming is actually competent compared to like programmed drums. So you have bands that are a guy that's mainly a guitarist, and you can tell that the drumming is there just to be there. If he doesn't hire an actual drummer, and here because Funeral Doom is a bit different, did you notice any difference?
No difference at all. I was writing music the same way. I'm not that kind of a drummer that needs to play fast or technical or whatever. I try to play musical, but first role here was about the guitar, the riffs, the melodies, the saxophone sections. I think drums come second in this album.
All right, but if somebody wants to make a Funeral Doom album, is there any way they could make the drumming more interesting in it?
Yeah, there is. There is. Of course there is. Of course you can play let's say, more musical in drums, in the funeral doom drumming. I do not remember his name, but I really like his sound. The drummer of Skepticism,
Mm-hmm.
the drummer of Ahab, for sure. The drummer of Colosseum. And I think, yeah, the drummer of Longing for Dawn. That was a band from Canada. Yeah.
All right. Now, you've had a couple of releases before the actual release of the album, and all of these are songs that ended up on Condescending. I know there
Yeah.
was a demo for a day before. I don't
A
remember
day
the name.
after,
A
a
day
day
after,
after.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But and then you also had a couple of they show up as singles or EPs. Are these what are the differences between the versions that appear on these that were released before and what ended up on the album?
Well, no differences at all. That was a part of the promotion of the album. We didn't plan to release singles or EPs or whatever you have to call it. It was just let's say, an official kind of teaser for the album, but the versions are exactly the same.
Even for the
Uh,
demo?
no, for the demo, no, that was recorded back in 2022.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, it was released in 2022, and no, that was recorded at home, actually here at my home, and Nikos was screaming in the other room, and yeah, we just released that demo, but since it's a very, it's a unique song for us. It's a, if not the favorite, one of our favorites. It fitted the rest idea of the album, of course, and we re-recorded it with some more parts and um, you know, and a little bit of another approach. But regarding the singles and the EPs, no, these are the same as the album.
All right. What was it like working with Greg Chandler?
Oh, Greg. Greg is a good friend. I know him for many years now because we have worked with him when I was playing in Shattered Hope. He's a fantastic guy. We try to meet at every summer because he's coming to Greece. He's coming in Athens usually, and we try to meet every summer. I could never think of another guy doing the mixing of the album. I had some, I had a plan in mind. I had, the sound design. I had already that in mind, and I knew that only he could do it. He's a, but you cannot expect something else from here. He's a total professional guy, and he's very friendly. So yeah, it was very enjoyable working with him again. We for sure we will do it again. Yeah.
Okay. So are you already in a stage where you can say that the song is finished for the next album?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, but we do have some things in mind, let's say. We do have ideas for the next one.
All right. Good luck with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Thank you also, Radu, for reviewing the album. I hope you liked it a lot. And let us thank also all the people that spend their time to listen to the album and send us an email, or we have a lot of positive feedback. We never thought about that could happen, but it happens, and we are very, very grateful.
I'm happy. All right, because we have 3 minutes left, I could either ask you about your Wipers shirt or the two Iron Maiden box sets behind you.
Yeah, it's
Figuring
up to you.
that we're on a metal website and not a punk one, I think it's gonna be the Iron Maiden. So showcase them.
Showcase. Do you want me to show you the box sets?
Absolutely.
No, fantastic. So this is the first one. It consists of the first albums up to 1988. Seventh Son of Seventh Son, the first one, second one, Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave, Best Live Ever, Live After Death. That's the first album of Iron Maiden I ever listened to somewhere in
that's
time.
A good one.
And then it was Power Slave, and of course Seventh Son. So that's the first box. Let me show you also the other one. The other one is actually very, very heavy. I don't know if I can handle it like that. No, it doesn't come out at the moment. Sorry for that.
Yeah, a few people do. All right. Thank you for the interview. Are there any last statements you want to make?
Statements. It's not a statement. We would like to thank, of course, our labels. We have two labels trusted us and wanted to release our album. One in Europe. They come from Italy. It's the label is This Hands Melt, a fantastic label releasing dark atmospheric music with excellent aesthetics. And the other one is from Canada, High Petrol Records, fantastic label too. They also do release some sludge and hardcore albums, along with doom and funeral doom and atmospheric music, which is great. But you can find the album. I have only the CD version here at the moment. It's a digipack, and I do have also the tape version. We don't have the vinyls yet. There is something wrong with the factory, but it will be resolved soon. So if you would like to order, you can buy it from the labels or directly from us. That's it. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.